Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're going to kick it off by just having a little bit of a look around the workshop and have a bit of an update. So I've just been through and given the place a bit of a clean up, and yeah, we've got the 57 sitting here waiting until I can get to it, and we thought we'd give the old ute a bit of a treat, so we threw a few loose panels on it and a set of wheels, and she's feeling pretty happy now, although you can see there is a bit of social distancing going on between the two of them. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's probably a Ford shed thing, I'm not sure. Picked up a new fuel tank for the Falcon, but I think you might have seen that in the last episode. And with the coupe, we're sort of still in a bit of a hold with the coupe because I wanted to wait until everyone was back to work. I sort of need to have a bit of a discussion with the guys that made the front end, and also need to talk to the engineer about a couple of things that I want to get ironed out. So that's pretty much on hold at the moment, but that's okay, that's fine, because when I am ready to weld the front end in, I need to do it on the rotisserie. I think I mentioned that last time, so if I did, you can always add a negative comment and complain. So yeah, so I've got to get the sedan off the rotisserie and free it up so that I can put the coupe on it and get all that stuff welded up. So yeah, so with the sedan, we're basically at a point where we've done the trunk floor pan, and call it a floor pan? No, floor panels, whatever. And we've done the drivers, all down the driver's side's done. So all that's left in regards to rust repairs on the body shell is the rear tail panel and all the boot seal surrounds. They've got to be done. Then I've got to do the drop-offs, just one drop-off on the driver's side. So yeah, so that's about it. So anyway, we'll kick on, and hope you enjoy it. And remember, this is not for educational purposes because I have no idea what I'm doing. So hope you enjoy it. Okay, now we've got that tail panel off, I think I'm going to start on this side. And I'm just looking at this here, and because we've got, you know, rusted out here and rusted out here and whatnot, I'm not sure. I think what I'll try to do is I'll try to save this piece here first, if I can. I'm just going to like try to see if I can melt out the brazing, and then whip it off here with the cutting disc. But if I have any dramas getting this apart, I'm probably just going to slice it through here and just make a new piece or whatever. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. The main thing is that you pick up the grinder and you start cutting, and you work it out after. Who knows? So I guess I should probably put the tail panel on. Give me some idea what I'm doing. See down there, see there's a hole. Try and line the hole up.
Smack on there.
And then right on here. Yep. So this taillight panel, in case you just don't know, but probably most of you do, this replacement panel is made by Better Than NOS, and I've got to say, I can't say enough good things about Better Than NOS. I mean, their stuff is just really, really good. You don't have to do a lot to any of the reproduction panels that come from them. It's really cool. I mean, everything lines up. I mean, I ripped that old panel off. You've got a couple of guide holes in the back of the quarter panel, just halfway down the end of the tail light, and both of these line up exactly where the old one did, and the rest of it looks pretty good too. So I'm just going to hold that in place, and then we'll see how this new part fit up. Oh, I think I know. Yeah, I think that has to go in first. That. I haven't done one of these for so long. So these are from different manufacturers. Obviously, this is Better Than NOS. Where did I get this one from? Kingswood? I'm not sure. I have to check eBay. Because if they meant it to go underneath... Oh yeah, it does fit underneath. Sorry. My mistake. This rookie mistake. See, amateur at work here. Yeah. Put it underneath, it works. Except I think you've got to do it first. Maybe. I don't know. I think this one might be bent. That's what it is, it's bent. It's not me, it can't be me. It's bent. Okay, we get that in. That in there like that. Put that up there. And then that one is meant to drop in, is it? Meant to drop in? Oh, get in there. Get in there. Bang! Oh yeah. Oh, man. That one goes in there. See, I knew that. I knew that. I was just playing with you. So, yeah, that looks alright. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit high here, but yeah. I've seen worse. I don't know where, but I'm sure I've seen worse. So what do I do now? I don't know. What are you meant to do? Oh, okay. So this is all these are all rusted out usually along here if you have a look. If the cameraman can wake up and come here and have a look. What's that watch?
It
What do you need to watch?
counts my steps. It counts my steps.
It counts your steps?
Yeah. 1,888 steps.
That's not helping you lose weight.
My heart rate's 96.
I don't care what your heart rate is. You're always looking at, you always got your face in your phone, so why do you need a watch? All right, hey, let's get back to the job. So, see how they're all sort of rusted out in there. I mean, it's a two-piece thing. Like, you know, this part replaces that outside part, but you can see the inside part's rusted as well. So, I think it's kind of good that they've made them like this, so that you can, if it is rusted out like that, that you can do stuff, basically. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Alright. So I want to make sure that I don't do it in the wrong order. So I better not weld anything, and I better just go step by step. So I think the next thing is to get rid of this. Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to do some cutting and playing around. Alright, so quick explanation of what I'm stuffing around with. I decided to do it in steps. So in this one here, I cut away all the stuff that was corroded, but I kept the full length that way. I think it's about like 11 mil or something like that. And then what happens is this, actually it's not that, I think. Is it? I don't know which one it is. No, it's this one. That's what it is. So that this one can then just go straight up like that. But sorry, skipped a step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld that bit in there so that it's pretty much how it was when it was factory, and then this will then clip up underneath it, if you know what I'm saying. Probably have to make that a little bit skinnier. Yeah, so that'll be there, and then this is the piece that I cut out of this top part. Actually, hang on, I'm skipping steps. So this one was the outside piece, this was the inside piece like that. This one here, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I might be able to actually reuse it. I'll see. Cut away the lapped steel there and then maybe just repair this little piece here. But as far as that one goes, I had to put a new piece in there. So the reason I made that the way that I did is because I just felt like it. And see, like somebody might say, oh, how come you just didn't fold a bit of steel and then use the shrinker and stretcher? Well, I could have done that, but then I would have ended up making the metal on this top surface, you know, a lot thinner because it would have been stretching, and I would have ended up with a lot of teeth marks and stuff, and I could have plenished it off, but and you know, who knows, maybe I'll do that next time. But this time around, just because I've got a little bit happy on the bead roller, I decided that I'd just get a bit of flat steel and see if I could use the bead roller to make that edge, and it worked out. So what it's ended up now like is that that's all smooth. See, the metal is the original thickness, so it's all good to weld, and it's nice and smooth. The curve is smooth, and the only part is this bottom part where it drops off. I had to use the I had to use the stretcher a couple of times on that just to open it back up again after I used the bead roller. So that's where it's at now, and I'm going to, because I don't know any better, I've just done this. So I've cut a little bit of steel. I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to weld that into play. I'll probably weld it from behind even, and then just, you know, I'll put a couple of tacks, break it off, and then weld it from behind. Should I or shouldn't I? No, it doesn't really matter. I could weld it from the front. We'll see. And then, hopefully, I can clean this one up and put him back on. So I think the idea is that I'm going to try to do all the stuff at the top first, both sides. And once they're done, then I'll start working back down into the new panels. You know, these ones, and then that one, and then that one. Of course, I've got to fix this, but that's nothing. That's just a couple of patches. So anyway, I'll get on with it. Okay, so I have jumped ahead a little bit here. Basically the battery ran out on the camera and I had no choice. Had to put it on charge, and then I just kept working. But so I basically welded all this area up. It needed a little patch in, where was it, here somewhere, and then I've sort of added this part on, tidied this up, and then what I found is from the old tail light panel, I managed to cut out a few sections of this channel, which I'm going to be able to reuse. So I've got that one there, which I'm going to weld in here, and then this part here, which I'm going to reuse. So I had to just add a little bit in. That was sort of eaten away on the right hand side there. So that's going to go in there like that, and then yeah, this little bit's going to go in there like that and join them together. And once I've done that, then I'll move on to this part here. Rightio, so I've finished this passenger side area, and look, I didn't film it all, apologies for that, but honestly it's just takes forever, you know, with these areas where you're just cutting little bits of steel and matching them in and little patches here and there, and it's kind of tedious, you know. Like I've actually got, between that side and this side, I've got like a full day's work in, and yeah, just yeah, so anyway, that's all done, and we're at the stage now where I can start fitting up the new replacement panels for the back end. One other thing that I forgot to mention is these little steel tabs that are there to hold your wiring harness in place. Mine have all either disappeared or broken off, so I've made up some new ones, and I'm going to go ahead and plug weld them on. This is the ideal time to do it before the tail panel goes on, because you've got easy access and everything. So we'll go ahead and do that and then start fitting the new panels. Righto, so I've got this back panel on, as you can see. I've got the little corner pieces in with the gutter surround, and so what I've done here, I'm not going to go ahead and weld it up just like that. I've basically just fitted it up to figure out exactly where these corner pieces need to go, and then I'm just going to put a couple of tacks on them to hold them in place. What else? Actually, no, I am ready to weld it up. What I was thinking of was actually taking it apart to show you guys how it goes together. That's what it was. Alright, so we'll take it apart, because the thing that I wanted to sort of say was that, and I'm sure everyone out there is smart enough to realise this, but it's not a good idea just to take one piece and then go ahead and tack it in place and do it bit by bit. You need to assemble the whole thing as a whole before you do any welding, just to get all your, you know, all your fitting done right, your fit up. Because you'll find that if you don't, with this tail panel, it's just not it's really not going to fit properly. So what actually, you know what I probably should do is tack these pieces so I can get the clamps off, then go ahead and put the boot lid on and just make sure the boot lid looks right, and then we'll take it from there. But yeah, the main thing is I wanted to show you how this went together, so we'll do that first. So these little pieces, they just pull off basically. Now, I did have to use the clamp to put them on. I'll just show you which clamp. So initially, it looks like it's not going to fit, but you use that clamp to push it together. So they come off like that. And this one will just come off. Then we can take the tail panel off. And that's it. So that's how you'd start. You'd put these ones in first. Go ahead and put your tail panel on. Do your very outside part. And there's a couple of guide holes as well, which you can use as a guide. So you can see there's a guide hole. Actually, there's a rust hole there too. I have to fix that. Like that. So that's in place. Then you've got to get these on. So just got to basically feed it on like that. Get that there and there, and then use one of these. Just like that. So whack the other one on. And one of these in the middle. Yeah. So what we're going to be checking with the boot is the width, you know, because we want an even gap down either side. and I can't really do that with these clamps. So what I'll do is I'll just put a little tack on here, remove the clamp, and then we'll go ahead and we'll fit the boot lid up. Okay, we've got the boot lid on. There's just a couple of things. That this boot lid has got some cracks just above the hinge here. It's got a big crack there, and I think it may, oh yeah, it's got a bit of a crack there as well. So going to have to fix them before any proper alignment can be done, because I've got the springs on the lowest tension setting. I noticed that when I close it, that it's just kind of sitting up more on this side than over there. And from what I can see, normally if it was sitting up, you'd take a bit of the tension out by dropping it down a notch, but I've already down at the lowest setting. So probably what I'll do is I'll get those cracks welded up, get all that side of it fixed up, and then you know, hopefully it'd be a matter of just that, and if it's not, then maybe shim the top part of the hinge or something. So as far as the rest of it goes, we're not looking too bad on alignment. We've got, so the gap at the top's not bad. I mean, I haven't measured it, but it's very tight at the bottom. And then same on this side, it's quite tight down at the bottom. So it's worth doing the exercise of fitting everything up before you weld it. That just goes to show that we need to just spread these two apart slightly. So, and because this is not welded here at this point, yeah, we can do that hopefully without too much drama. So how are we going to do it? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can get a little bit out of it.
Porta power?
No, we don't need a porta power. But things are not that drastic yet. Ryan, can you get ready to clamp? I need you to clamp two. I need you to clamp one there. Yep. Just below that. And I need you to clamp one here, right there like that. Actually, like that. Just tighten her up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So what I've got to do is that when I say yeah, ready to go, because I've got to spread that one.
Ready on this one? On the side here.
Okay, go. Okay, hold it. Let's see if it made any difference. Yeah, see, that made all the difference we needed. So if we do the same on the other side, just keep the clamps the right tension. Alright, ready to go? And you get around here. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, go. I think I want to get a bit more on this. But what I might do is put a few more clamps at the bottom just to make sure we're not going to bend anything. That's actually spread a fair bit, you know. Just take them off anyway and we'll just... Go! Let's try this side a little bit more too. And your bottom one. Ready?
Yep.
Go! Yeah, that's good. That one's actually, it's good all the way down to here. If you look at it, it's good all the way down to like there. And then it just gently slopes in a bit. So if I wanted to make that really perfect, I think I'd just actually grind a bit off the edge of the boot lid. Just to make it kind of fit. Anyway, you can play around with it and make it perfect. This is never going to be a show car. This is just meant to be a runabout. So I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this car here is just a budget build. I thought I'd just try to build this car out of bits and pieces that I had laying around, and if I didn't have anything to suit, then I would go out and buy it then. But if I had something here, I'd try to reuse it. And so that's what this is about. It's not like the coupe. The coupe has no budget. It costs what it's going to cost. But this thing here is just meant to be like a fun car. So anything that I've got here which I can use, I'll use. So it's not going to be a show car. It doesn't have to have absolutely perfect finish, absolutely perfect gaps, but I'll try to make them look nice. So that's about it. So that's ready to weld up. So the only other thing I never mentioned is we talked earlier about what I was going to do with these this gutter and how it was going to be welded together. So I mentioned before that I wasn't sure if I was going to be when these went on, whether I was going to use the spot welder and put them on, but I was a little concerned because I've done it in the past where all you have to do is just come real close to that edge and you can basically arc out on it, and then so what I did is I ended up drilling holes in it, and what I'll do is I'll just tack them in place, and then once I'll throw it back on the rotisserie, spin it upside down, and then I'll do all those welds from underneath, so I can get that way everything will be hidden and I can finish them off and she'll be sweet. So as far as this goes, we're done. We're ready to weld it up. We've got all the plug welds along the bottom ready to go, and should be right. The only other thing I was going to mention is that yes, I could have replaced this bottom panel. Better than NOS, again, that really great company that make these. They also make that bottom panel, and they're like a really, really beautiful piece. But they are, they do cost a bit, and because this car's a budget build, I thought if I can just patch that up, I'll just patch it up. The thing is, it's been dipped, chemically dipped, so there's no rust in the car. There's places where you can see it had rust, so where there's holes and that's been eaten away. That there was rust there originally, and you can patch that, but there's no actual rust in the car now. So that's all just clean metal. So I just patched up any of the thin areas or anywhere that it was rusted through, and we'll just reuse it. So I think that's about it, guys. That's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.